Work group number 5, my name's Nicole.
I'm Olivia.
I'm Mike. I'm Doug.
And we did our action plan proposal for Buffalo Wild Wings, specifically the Rancho Cucamonga location. So a little background on our client. Buffalo Wild Wings is a sports bar and grill in Rancho. This particular location is one of 4 locations within a small franchise. And being part of the franchise, their structural organizational frame allows for a little variation besides creative promotional advertising, which currently is very lacking. Their product being offered, in the words of their general manager, is hot wing or serving hot wings, cold beer, and in a high energy sports driven atmosphere. They feature daily wing specials such as 55-cent wing Tuesdays and 65-cent wing Thursdays, which are very popular. And what they expressed to us is they would like to see similar success with seasonal promotions. For example, right now is during the NFL season, they offer Sunday game day and Monday night football. During these times while games are played, they offer specials such as two for one drinks, a special menu, and have raffle prizes and giveaways. The customers currently being or there are more so regulars, and they would like to get overall higher customer base and also overall sales.
I'm going to do the SWOT analysis. One of their strengths is definitely the unique atmosphere it has there at Buffalo Wild Wings, and it does offer a lot of food options as well as drinks, and the games are always on. Another thing is the fact that their customer service is really good. Their servers are well trained. They interact with customers really good, and they're just a really good atmosphere there as far as that. That goes. Weaknesses. One of the weaknesses is the location of the restaurant. It's right across the street from one of the major malls there, so there's a lot of traffic. Not to mention the intersection there, which is Day Creek and Foothill. There's a lot of just traffic in general. So if you're not really paying attention, you might not be able to see the location of the store. So that's definitely one of the weaknesses. As well as they have little communication in regards to online as far as getting interacting with potential online customers. That's definitely something that they could improve on. One of the opportunities that we saw was being able to be more open around the surrounding businesses, because like I said, there is a mall, so there's a lot of businesses and offices that are around there. So more so kind of driven towards like the daytime sales, people gotta eat, maybe lunch. So that we were thinking that, as well with hosting and possibly catering to business meetings or luncheons or even other events in the area. Just basically going towards potential customers as opposed to normally having customers always come to your store. I thought that'd be a good way to go about it. And then going back to a virtual customer base, really reaching that through email or other social media networks as far as Twitter and Facebook, and really creating a communication place where they can interact with potential customers. Third was the threats, and definitely because it's a place that serves alcohol, having customers that are a little too intoxicated does become a threat, so we recommended that they be very aware of that in regards to serving alcohol. In that regards, other one was other sports bars that kind of go after that same theme, and just direct competition. We used an example of the Beer Mug, which is a other restaurant that's in that area. And then again, go back to location. Basically, there's an obstruction because there's other buildings in front of the store, and with the busy intersection, it's very tough to see. So if you're not really looking for it, you're going to miss it. And if customers don't see your store, they're not going to come to your store. So then moving on to Target Publix. And before I get into Target Publix, I thought it was interesting that Kathy Benny, who is Vice President of Marketing for Buffalo Wild Wings Corporation, had a really simple quote that kind of gets towards where their Publix are going, what Publix are going after. And it's, our customers love football, socializing, and drinking beer. So that's kind of where their Publix are geared for. A majority of their Publix are males, and they do range between the ages of 21 and 40. But it's really open to anybody who enjoys watching sports and does so with people who share that same interest and just socializing. As well as we're seeing a growing market that involves a growing public that involves families that also enjoy going to these type of sports-related restaurants, so they can view the games as a family. And the location, the store itself has kind of 2 separate areas where they have kind of a dining area, which is really kind of more so for families, so they can watch as a family. And there's like arcade games in there for the kids to use. and they have another area that's more geared for those who are of the drinking age. And it's more so towards the bar area. Both locations have really good as far as TVs and big screens. There's tons of that. So no matter which one area, you're going to see all the games and you're going to have a good time.
Okay, moving on to goals. We came up with 3 goals that we want to help them with ideas to kind of get the goals achieved. First goal is to increase customer traffic by making customers aware of our exact location. Like Mike was mentioning, the restaurant has like an obstructed view from the main roads as well as the main highway that comes off of it. So we want to be able to help them increase traffic by at least 5% as compared to last year, which is our objective. So to fulfill this objective, we have a couple of tactics that we want to utilize. We want to utilize the use of human directional signs, which are sign holders that direct traffic to different locations. As you can see at the bottom of the screen right there, that would kind of be just a person holding a sign, maybe someone dressed in a jersey, kind of pointing traffic, directing traffic, or commuters to the store or to the restaurant. We also want to utilize the use of mailers sent to the surrounding community. These mailers will be sent to people living around Rancho Cucamonga specifically, because this is Buffalo Wild Wings Rancho. And on those mailers will be maps kind of dictating where the restaurant is, as well as coupons to kind of incite individuals to come in. We're also going to advertise in a Clipper magazine. The Clipper magazine is kind of a coupon booklet that targets surrounding communities. So through the use of advertising in the Clipper magazine, we can kind of make people more aware of where we're at. To evaluate this method, we will measure attendance weekly after each tactic is implemented. We also want to survey customers on how they found out about our promotions and our location. Our second goal is to utilize social media resources to kind of increase awareness of what Buffalo Wild Wings has to offer. Buffalo Wild Wings does have their own Facebook page, but we want to kind of create a Facebook page specifically for the Rancho location. So our objective is to establish Buffalo Wild Wings Rancho in a social media world and obtain kind of like a virtual customer base. So our tactics is to create and maintain a page, a Twitter and Facebook page specifically for the location. We want to make sure to create buzz about the event and the promotions surrounding that specific location to kind of incite people to come in. We also want to give incentive to our followers. Like let's say we reach 100,000 likes, you get 5 free wings. It'll kind of incite people to like us for that promotion. We also want to use the site to promote our location. That's our biggest problem we have, is people don't know where we're at. So we want to kind of show them where we are. To evaluate this, we will kind of keep track of how many followers we have on the site, kind of keeping track of how many likes and how many followers, like I said. And then we want to also look into the success of the incentives that we offer. If people are coming in with 5 free wings, we obviously know it came from our Facebook page, and that Facebook page is actually working really well.
And our third goal would be to increase communication with the customer to develop customer loyalty. And actually, they already have a email database in place. We kind of just wanted to expand on that. Right now, they do offer a promotion for if you come in, you fill out a survey online, you get a offer code to come back in for free wings, and they actually do gather that email. So what we thought was we could expand on that, compile all of those emails from the survey takers into a separate database and be able to send them weekly coupons and specials, and just kind of keep them as well in the know with the same messages that we would be promoting on Facebook and Twitter, just so we all have, all platforms are cohesive.
Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is I'm going to do a rundown of the budget. So the first thing worth mentioning is as far as the significant cost in this action plan or campaign would be the deployment of the human directionals, or the people holding signs to passerbys and potential customers. There's 2 ways that you can go about doing that. There's actually third-party or separate agencies that actually do specifically that. They'll send their own employees out to the site and advertise for your company, or the other option would be to hire your own employees to wave your own signs around. So we looked up and typically it costs about upwards of $8 to $10 an hour to employ one of those third parties. So we thought it would be more cost efficient in order to for us to hire our own employees and pay them a minimum wage. So for 2 employees working a 2-hour shift, three days a week, we estimate that at being just under $100 a week. It actually came out to 96 at minimum wage. The second part that we're going to talk about is the social networking or mobile media portion. Since there are no fees associated with social media sites such as Facebook or Twitter, both are free to join, and there's no cost or anything for a business to set one up. The only cost to Buffalo Wild Wings, the location, would be paying an employee to create and maintain that site. So, we figured if they work, just a few hours a week on that site, the max you're looking at is $35 to $40 a week. And then the third part is the advertising in the local Clipper magazines. We thought that this would be a valuable way to advertise, and that we could reach the entire local community and offer promotions in a very cost-efficient way. So instead of paying to design our own advertisement, we'd employ Clipper magazine to not only design it, but also distribute it in their magazine. And we estimated that that could cost a maximum of $3,000 to do. And then based on the success of that, you could make the decision as whether or not you want to keep doing it or advocate less or more to that. So we estimated the total of $7,000 to the budget max. And then we've also got a timeline here, which is a rundown of our plan over the course of the next 6 months. So the first 1 to 2 month time period is based, kind of goes around awareness. One thing we would recommend is the addition on the fourth side of the building, which has the most exposure to the street. As both Mike and Olivia were saying, this place is it's actually pretty difficult to find when you're driving up. It's not just in plain sight in the center, so we thought a more visible sign might be beneficial. And then going along with the awareness theme for the first 1 to 2 months, we would also plan the implementation of the human directionals or sign holders during that time as well. The 3 to 4 month period would kind of focus on the implementation of the mobile media or using or collecting data using electronic methods. So like we said, we wanted to implement social media sites, and then we also wanted to design a customer survey and generate an email database by the time this 3rd or 4th month rolls around, by collecting that information of customers so that we can hear what they think and get their opinions on things through like an anonymous survey, like SurveyMonkey or something. And then the 5 to 6 month time period, again, focuses on awareness, but this time more through the advertisement or print medium. During these months, we'd want to implement the circulation of flyers to local communities, advertising promotions and incentives for them to come in and check the place out. And then during that time, we would also want to get the Clipper magazine advertisements going as well.